All right, good afternoon, good day, good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to my Better Living Conversations. I'm the Reverend Charles M. Taylor, and today I'm honored and pleased to have with me my good friend, Sherri James, and my new friend, Mr. Cory Chapman. And today we're going to talk about something that everybody deals with and experience at some point in time. And that is the topic of money, finances, abundance, and so forth. I'm sure all of us have some interest in this particular topic. So Sherri and Cory, welcome. Thank you for saying yes.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Okay, very good, very good. So to get started, for the sake of my audience, I just want you first and foremost to introduce yourselves to us. Who are you? Give us a little bit about your background.
Sherri, go ahead.
Sure. So I am Sherri James, and I am a writer, author, life strategist, and I am somebody who has spent a lot of time working on personal development, personally for myself, but also being a teacher of it. And I've had a particular interest in, just building a wealthy life, and really partner with my good buddy Cory Chapman to create the Wealth Habits Academy and all the stuff that we have coming out from the Wealth Habits Academy.
Okay, great. All right, Cory.
Sure. So my name is Cory Chapman. I'm a personal finance coach and business coach. I'm a best-selling author of 6 books all around finance and money. I've created about 25 years of experience in this game as far as teaching people how to create abundance in finance and as well as entrepreneurship. So we're excited about bringing this new podcast that started out as, and then turned it into a full-on program that will be teaching the wealth habits that you need in order to be successful in life.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, we're facing some very challenging times at this time in history, with the COVID, social unrest, and many individuals and companies are facing financial hardship. Mm-hmm. So your program is right on time. Just share more about your program. You both come from different backgrounds, and Sherri, you come from personal finances and ministry, and Cory, you come from personal finances. So what made you come together to create what you are calling the Wealth Habits Academy? Tell us more about that.
So it was over Christmas dinner. What had happened was that, so Cory and I have worked together now for a few different years. We've known each other now, Cory, not quite 20 years, but almost.
Pretty close.
And ironically, I think we had done some stuff around like women, money, and finance together, like putting workshops together. And honestly, it was like a confluence of like right timing. But we during Christmas dinner, Cory was sharing with me some of the stuff that he was doing, and I said, I feel like we need to like revisit, working together. And we started looking at like what were people struggling with. And one of the things that was a guiding principle for both of us is that wealth includes money, but it is not exclusive to money. And that if all you have is money, then you're really not winning. And so we started just playing around with that idea and really, looking at like what our respective audiences needed. And what we saw was that what was missing was this holistic approach to wealth. Again, includes money, but not exclusive to money.
Okay, great. Cory, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I apologize this morning. Everything that Sherri said is just right on point. I think at the end of the day, fortunately, Sherri and I both been a student of the personal development game for quite a many years, and we probably spent thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on training and mentorship programs that we've done throughout the years. And in doing so, we realized, with my background in finance, and I've been doing this for about 25 years, it's something that I feel that people need, right? And I think no matter where you are in your life, you're going to need some kind of instruction on how to become wealthy and how to become wealthy from not only from like Sherri said, a monetary standpoint, but also an abundance in your life, right? So wealth is not just about money. Wealth is about time. It's about, giving time back to your family, relationship, doing the things that you want to do to be able to be really holistically into the game of understanding that you deserve to be happy, right? And that happiness comes from that abundance that you learn by doing certain habits. And so through that process, Wealth Habits Academy was kind of born, for lack of a better term. And we had some really good chemistry on some of our podcasts that we were doing and started getting a lot of following behind that. So I was like, well, let's dive in this together and let's put some stuff together. And this is what came out of it. So we're excited about it. I think it's going to be a really cool program that people will get a lot out of it. But more importantly, I think it's going to give people access. And I think that's the one thing Sherri and I kept looking at, that, some people can't afford that, $20,000 Tony Robinson program or something to that effect. Not that it's not worth it, because it's worth every dollar of it, but just don't have the access to be able to do that and pay for something like that. So we wanted to make something that the average everyday person could go to, get a lot of good substance out of it, and at the same time, help them better their lives in so many different facets. So that's where we're at this point. So we're excited about it.
Sounds exciting. So together, you both created a Wealth Habits Academy.
Yes.
Correct? The wealth, that sounds very interesting. So tell me more about, and why, I got the wealth part, I got the academy part as far as learning, but why habits? What is it about habits that we need to know about or learn when it comes to our wealth?
Yeah, what's so funny is, like, Sherri and I really, when we were sitting down going through this, we realized that there's a lot of great things out there. We're in an informational age at this point in time. And so what's so easy to access is information. But a lot of times you don't know what you don't know. And because of that reason, you don't even know where to start or what the right questions are to ask to be able to get the right answers that you're looking for. So when we started thinking about it, we came up with basically 7 modules that range from your family life to personal life to relationships to money to career and everything in between. And we basically said, these are the 7 areas that we believe that everyone falls in some form of fashion. You're going to ask questions about it. You're going to want to know more about it. You want to create something that's going to be abundant in that area. And so as we started thinking that through, we said, well, let's apply these 10 strategies that we came up with to every facet of your life. And if you can apply these 10 simple habits, they will drastically start changing the direction of where you're at, because habits is what change where you want to go. If you want something different in life, you have to do something different. So if you're not willing to make those changes, then you're going to have the same results you've always gotten. Correct. So Sherri and I have always thought that, hey, well, if I can teach someone how to just do these simple habits and move them forward through that process, then they will start to shift their thinking, shift their mindset, shift their change and the things they do on a day-to-day basis to move them into the right direction. And that's what these 10 strategies that we came up with kind of do. So we apply these 10 strategies to all 7 modules. We started out with the personal finance module first because we felt that people are in a need right now to try to figure out how to get their money and their finances together right now, especially what's going on in the world. And so this is what we started off with.
Okay, great. Yeah. Part of what you mentioned yesterday in my sermon yesterday, I said that more the same would get you more the same. So that's what it sounds like you're saying right here, that more the same would just get you more the same.
Exactly.
That's exactly it. It's that we become what we do every day. And many of us are asleep to what we do every day. And so 12 Habits Academy exists to help you wake up, pay attention to what you're doing, and then not just do something different, but do something better. Be better in your health, be better in your money, be better in every area of your life.
Gotcha.
And I think the thing that we really wanted to emphasize people is that as you're going through that journey, it's about being intentional as well, right? Because that's the big thing. Because you can go and do things on a consistent basis, but if you're not intentional about the results you're looking for, you won't get the result you're looking for, right?
Correct.
And so we want them to be very intentional. So by following this strategy and having this coaching approach, it's kind of like we're holding them accountable, right? We're holding their hand and dragging them across the finish line and giving them the steps that we've learned over these combined 50 years of experience, and said, hey, let's shortcut this for you, where you don't have to keep making the same mistakes that we've made, over our time frame. Now we can show you how to get there a little bit faster. Correct.
And you are so right. It is so important, so vital to set intentions for your life.
Yep.
Because as I've been this month, I've been teaching about intentions, and one of the things I've been saying is that intention setting is like the set of the sail. You set in the sail on the ship of your life.
Yes.
You know, and even though the winds of circumstances may blow whatever way, once you set your intentions, once you set of the sail for your life, you then take control to determine which direction your life will go in, regardless of what's happening around you.
That's it. That's it. You know, we talk about be intentional about your personal economy, not the world economy, because that's what you have to focus on, right?
That's it.
Many of us get caught up in I like to call the weeds, right? We hear all the noise that's coming on around us, and unfortunately, we get caught up in that world. And unfortunately, that distraction is what stops you from moving forward to your direction that you need to be in. So
that's it.
You want them to be very intentional and really to understand that there's more out there than just listening to the noise.
Correct. Because without that intention setting, you do get distracted very easily.
Yeah.
Correct. That's true. So you all talk about, you know, I noticed in your program you talk about the inner game of money and the outer game of money. So tell us more about that. Why the inner game and the outer game? What's
So I'll take the first part. So the inner game is really about what's happening internally inside of you.
Okay.
You know, your inner life, let me say this, your outer life is an exact replica of your inner life.
Okay.
And so it's getting clear on like, what is that self-narrative that's driving your life? What is that belief system that is foundational to who you are? Because it's controlling how you show up in every area of your life, in your money, in your friendships, in your, you know, personal love relationship, in your family time, like how you're organized internally is the blueprint for then what happens outside of you. And so what we wanted to give people was, what are those things that I need to be thinking in order to be better with money? What are those things that I need to be saying to myself in order to do better with my finances? Where did those beliefs come from? Because sometimes you need to do that type of loving excavation where you get clear on, where did this come from? Who told me to handle money this way? Or who gave this example that I may have unknowingly or unconsciously picked up? And then what then do I need to do differently? How do I need to say it or see it differently?
Okay, so that's the inner game. So how does that tie into the outer game?
So the outer game is the part where you say, okay, now that I understand that I have things that I need to work on in order to become a better steward of money, right?
Okay.
I understand that these are the things that have been holding me back when I was coming up as a childhood, and that fostered my belief system about money. Now that you understand that, the outer game is, hey, how do I apply this towards money? What are the things that I need to do on a day-to-day basis? What are the habits that I need to create so I can start moving myself towards that area? See, I like to say to people that I believe that money is a living organism, and you can either attract money to you or you can repel money away. And the way you go about doing that is learning the habits that are helping you create money, right? If you understand what you do on a day-to-day basis to be able to create money, meaning that you know where money should go to, you understand the words that are associated with money. How do those words work? How do you leverage those words? See, it's one thing to know the definition of a term, but learning how to apply that definition is two different things. And so the outer game is all about teaching them the definitional words, but also learning how to apply those definitional words. So now you can shape where you want your money to go to so that you can make more abundance of that money.
Okay. Cool. So you mentioned earlier about who this course is for. You know, this course is for those everyday individuals and so forth. But tell me more about who can really benefit from this course. I mean, you know, what if I'm already successful?
Right.
In my own mind.
Right. Well, you know, you would be surprised. You know, Sherri and I laugh. We talk about this all the time because we really believe this course is for almost anybody. And I'll tell you why. If you're the novice person who doesn't know and understand money, and you get fearful every time you think about money, you run away and you go bury your head in the sand, this course is for that person as well, right?
Okay.
If you're the person who says, you know what, I've done a really great job of saving money and putting money away, I have good income coming in, but I just don't know what to do next, this course is for that person as well. If you're someone who is a business owner and you've done a good job at being in your own world of your business, what's great about this is that we're trying to expand you upon that side. And the way you go about doing that is called proximity, right? Helping you be around the right people that are like-minded, that are doing things that maybe you're not really familiar with. You can be great in your own right, but if you're in this circle of community that we created through our private Facebook groups and our private coaching programs, you're learning how to be in proximity of people that are doing just like you, but maybe something on a different level, which then gives you the ability to like-minded share that mastermind group as we talk about, right? And be able to have that ability to know more. Because listen, we don't know everything, right? So our goal in life is always to be, you know, the dumbest person in the group, right? I believe iron sharpens iron, right? You want to learn from other people, right? So as soon as you start thinking you know it all, you might as well stop the game and get out, because there's so much more to that process, right? So we think this course is really for pretty much anybody. We think everything we put together, there's some facet that's going to come up that will resonate with anybody who's going through the process.
You know,
go ahead, Sherri.
One of the things that we discovered in the process of putting this together, and I guess we knew it because we were seeing it, but then there were stats to back it up, is that 1 in 4 families making $150,000 or more is living paycheck to paycheck.
Wow.
That's a quarter of people that are relatively with decent means living paycheck to paycheck. So we know that it's not like a poor problem. People have bad wealth habits.
Gotcha.
And they don't, and you know, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, it just, that's just a drama that you just don't need and that you don't have to have. And the thing is that, you know, the big economy is made up of a bunch of little personal economies. And so you want to be a positive contributor to the larger economy, not a negative detractor from it, because when the tide comes in, you get swept in with the tide if your personal economy is not in order. So this course really, you know, I'm speaking directly to those people who are high net worth individuals, that this course is definitely for you. This speaks to that desire that you have to not just be controlled by your money and not keep working just for money. You know, really create a difference in your life.
Right. So that brings up a question for me. So you mentioned a particular income level. How would you define wealth? You know, for some, you mentioned 150,000. You know, that could be good for some people, but not. That could be poor for other people. So, how would you define wealth, and how would you help individuals to define wealth for themselves? What is wealth?
Sure. Cory, do you want to take that? Want me to share?
Sure. So, you know, for me, when I think of wealth, it's time, right? I think, because at the end of the day, I think the one commodity in life we can never get back is time, right? And I think when someone's truly wealthy, they control their time. They know when they want to do something. They don't have to do anything if they don't want to do it. They don't need anyone to tell them how to go to work, you know, clocking on a job, you know, get a paycheck. They don't have to do any of that because they have the ability to choose their time facets and understand exactly where they want to be at life. Because that way, if they say one day, they wake up in the morning and say, hey, I want to spend the day with my daughter and do a daddy-daughter day and go hang out and we're driving up the coastline, I got to check in with nobody else to do anything. That's wealth to me, right? If I want to be able to know that I have a great relationship with my wife and we're able to do our date days on Fridays, that's wealth for me, right? It's, you know, it's also monetarily having, a certain amount of money in your bank account, because that also helps you get to that path. But it's also more important to know, what do I do with that money so I can continue my money to grow? How do I keep building that abundance over time? And if you don't understand that process, then money, like I said before, repels away from you and you start to lose that money. So wealth to me should be defined as your ability to choose your time and what you do with your time.
Gotcha. So if I hear you correctly, the way I interpret that is wealth is financial freedom and financial independence.
Yes.
You know, financial freedom meaning that your time is yours more or less. Financial and financial independence means that I trade time for money.
That's right.
I love it. So what can individuals expect to gain as far as the skill set and the mindset to achieve that particular goal financial independence and financial freedom?
Well, Sherri, go ahead. You want to start?
Okay, yeah, no, I was going to say, you actually said it right there in the question. They get the mindset and the skill set.
Okay.
It's both, and it is because you don't want the habits without the mindset. You'll still be the person grasping for dollars.
Okay.
That you never have enough. And you don't want the person that's the mindset and no skill set. Because we know those people that I see in the ministry all day, they got all the abundance affirmations and none of the reality of money. So it's that both hand.
And I think what's really good about this program, we simplified it. One of the things I think we do really well is simplistic, right? Making things simple, right?
Okay.
Because I think in the world of finance, they can get very convoluted, right? There's so many terms, I think, and Sherri and I talk about know your numbers and know your words, right?
Right.
And the thing about that is that at the end of the day, sometimes the words, the vocabularies that come along with money are so overwhelming that it's like speaking another language, right?
Right.
And because of that reason, people run away from it and go bury their head in the sand and say, oh my God, I don't want to deal with that right now. I'll come back to that later,
Okay.
Just throw it in the drawer, right? I'll get back to that bill later on, right?
Gotcha.
And what we're trying to get people to understand is that it doesn't have to be that way. If someone can simplify the process and teach you little basic steps that you can, I like to call them mini bites, right?
Yes.
Where you can basically take the small bite of that to teach you how to move forward. Then it's just a combination of compounding interest, right? You're compounding your words to get better at your process so that you know more as time moves on. And that's what this program does, right? We always say the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time.
Correct.
So this is literally that one bite at a time. We're teaching them little things that they can do on a day-to-day basis, that by going through this simple free training course, the 4-part series, completely free, right? They will walk away from this training course with a little bit better insight and knowledge that they should be able to apply to their lives immediately, not in 10 years from now or 100 years from now, but immediately they can start doing things right now that should show improvement in their lives within that 30 to 90 day time period because they just follow in the process. And that's what we think is going to get out of this program.
Gotcha. Now, another thing you mentioned earlier, you mentioned the importance of your circle, who you hang around, as far as your, I guess, mentors, coaches, and even your peers and so forth. So who has been some of your personal coaches, if you will, and tell us more about why that is so important and vital to pay attention to and be more intentional about who is in your circle. Why is that so important?
Sherri, why don't you start first?
So for me, my most direct influence was Della Reese. So, being her assistant minister, being chosen to carry on the spiritual legacy that she established with the church here in Los Angeles. She was my direct influence, and what she gave me beyond access, that was probably the biggest thing, was just access to her. But she really spoke into my life and began to work with me personally. And she became a physical representation of the things that I've been reading about in books. So I had read the, Napoleon Hills of the world, the Robert Collier's, you name it. If there was an abundance book, I had read it, but I got to see it on its feet in her life. So I understood what it meant then to have a chief definite aim and to work towards it on a daily basis. I understood what it meant now to pay yourself first. These are things that I was able to see her doing. I was able to see how she understood herself. Claude Bristol talks about the magic of believing and that self-belief. Like, these were all things that I was able to see on their feet through just her living and her living experience. And I think she was probably the most. And then, beyond that, of course, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, and these were all people that were teachers along the way. But she was the one that I got to walk with and really sit at her feet and just see these habits that I now talk about. Like I say, the names of the courses, they grew out of a lived experience. Like, she taught me the sky is the limit. She taught me got to uncover that past. Those are things that I saw her doing. And then, when we talk about defining your understanding, like, those are things that those are living experiences through her that contributed to what we're now bringing and sharing.
Okay, great. Cory, you want to share who have been some of your favorite mentors or coaches?
Yeah, for me, the list is long, okay?
Okay.
I spend quite a bit of time with coaches and mentors. I truly believe that knowledge is power, and
Yes.
more than that is knowledge is power when action is taken. And so because of that reason, I take a lot of action to better myself in certain areas. So I've worked directly, of course, with Les Brown. He's probably one of my closest mentors. I do a lot with him. I'm fortunate enough to be able to spend time with Tony Robbins personally. I've had a lot of time with a guy by the name of Norm Ingalls, who has probably been my finance coach for a number of years. That he got me into the game, into the finance world. And that was huge for me to kind of start learning about the abundance of money and how it works. I remember when I started in the industry, I thought I was doing a little something, making a little bit of money, and
Gotcha.
he was one of those conversations like, okay, little boy, let me show you how to really make some money. Okay?
Right.
And, he took me out to, I think it was Braemar Country Club, and in a matter of 9 holes, made $500,000, and I was like, okay, I'm not worthy. Show me what I got to do now, right? But I've been fortunate enough to really circle myself around good, solid people who can always add more, right? I think when you're a student, the very first thing you should do is try to find people that have what you want and learn from them, right? Because I think the best way to learn and understand how this business works, or understand the world of finance or anything, whether it's, how to build a better family life, how to build a relationship, I think you find the people that have what you want and emulate what they do, right?
Gotcha.
And I think at the same time, once you are able to find a coach, then you reach out to that person to try to have them become your coach and see what it would take to make that happen, And
Gotcha.
I always tell people that when you're getting coaching from somebody else, be humble, right? Unfortunately, we have a tendency of going into conversations where, oh yeah, this isn't working in my schedule, but he can put you into this schedule. And I'm like, but don't you want my time? Okay. Right. And I think you got to remember that it's all about that abundance, but it's also about that humility, right? That you should have when you're going to someone to be able to be coached by them.
Gotcha.
It should be on their schedule, on their time, and literally you do what you need to do to be able to get that knowledge, because they already have what you want, right?
Yes.
I talk about a quote all the time that Jack Welch said one time in an interview, and he talked about the guy asked him, why is it that some people make $10 an hour where others make $10,000 an hour? And he said, it's all about the knowledge and what people are willing to pay for your value. And that was the one thing I had to hear. And I was like, okay, I got to consume it all. Let me get it from everybody. And that's what I've done up to this point, So I'm a firm believer of knowledge. That's like a daily thing. So, yeah.
Speaking of paying for knowledge and speaking of getting knowledge, tell us about your program and how people could get plugged into it.
Sure.
Yes. So this course is starting July 24th.
Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this Friday.
Okay.
This live.
Okay.
This has been 4 months in the making. It's been an intense process. Let me just tell you, okay? So we're excited that it goes live on Friday. So we're really excited about it.
Okay, I'm excited to be a part of it. Okay, great.
Yes. So July 24th, it all goes down. And so that's the start of the free course. And that's really to give people just kind of a jump start. We wanted, there's a larger course that people will have an opportunity to join.
Okay.
But we wanted to give people really a chance to experience what it is to be in charge of your money.
Right.
And even just going through the free course of, we take you through the 5 habits that the wealthy use to create massive financial freedom and wealth. And so we walk you through that, and we teach you how to know your words, to know your numbers, to know what's important, to know your tools, and to know your generator. Those 5 habits that really put you on the road to financial freedom.
Okay.
And then what you get in the larger course is really, honestly, I feel like we're giving away the farm, but it's all of that then on steroids.
Right.
So for example, we really do a deep dive with you to uncover those money habits, but attitudes, those beliefs. We help you get clear on who you are, taking a real good snapshot of who you are. I think it was a study that's done of CEOs, and they said like 90% of them said that the number one thing that they needed was self-awareness. And there's so many people that are unaware of themselves, meaning that they see themselves one way, but their results say something completely different. And they don't seem to draw a correlation between my results are telling me that I'm not who I think I am.
Correct.
And so we work with you to really look at yourself as you are, not worse than you are, not better than you are, but as you are.
Right.
And then we partnered with the company to do a DISC assessment to really dive into how are you put together. So this is all part of that package that you get. And this is a robust, like 78-page document that runs down, like, how do you show up in the world? How do you solve problems? How do you relate to people? What kinds of things are you suited for? What kinds of things are you not suited for? And really do a deep dive on who you are as a person.
Gotcha.
And then we help you in terms of the planning. Like, we don't just leave you to figure it out on your own. Let's sit down, because a lot of people run away from making a plan because they've made plans that haven't worked out. And so we share with you our system for planning. And then we help you to structure, like, what does a circle of accountability look like and who's good for that? And so we walk you through that process. And then, my favorite part is wash, rinse, repeat. You got to be able to do this again. We do not want you to be a one-hit wonder. We want conscious competence. So we want you to understand, like, what is making me successful? What worked in this process? So it is a holistic 10 strategy system that we walk you through to basically put you on the path to financial freedom.
Great.
I think before they even kind of get to the larger program, like you said, I think it's really about them really understanding that this course that they're going into that we're launching on Friday is completely complimentary. It's free, right?
Gotcha.
I think if nothing else, it gives you the ability to understand who Sherri and I are as coaches. Learn a little bit more about how we teach, right? To see if we're a good fit for you to be a good mentor, a good coach to you. Gotcha. And at the same time, you learn our style, right? The style of how we bring our training to people. So this course is a 4-part series that's made up of over a 7-day span. And they should have a good understanding of what finance and money should be about and what areas that maybe they're a little light on that they can get a little bit of help in, right? And that's really what this course is at. So I think anybody who's listening to this to just dive into the course, play around with it. It's completely free. You'll get a chance to kind of hear from Sherri and I and our Cory and Sherri-isms, as we like to call it, and see literally if it's something that you may want to use for the future to move yourself to a different direction. And that's what it's all about. Okay,
great. So we got about 2 minutes left. So tell us where we can find you. Tell us where we can sign up and plug into it. And any closing words of wisdom.
You can go right to wealthhabitsacademy.com.
Okay.
Wealthhabitsacademy.com, or to sign up for the course, you can go to mywealthhabit.com.
Gotcha.
But I would say that, your destiny is in your hands.
Right.
It always has been. It always has been, but it's in your hands, and it is shaped by your daily habits. And you deserve the gift of learning the right habits to shape the destiny that you want. Right. And so this is, as much as this course is getting you on track financially, it is really a gift to yourself to put in this work and take advantage of this free opportunity.
Okay. You convinced me. Cory?
I will leave everybody with simply this. If you've ever sat there and wondered to yourself, how do I get to that next level? I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of wondering why I make $100,000 a year and I can't figure out why I'm still living paycheck to paycheck.
Wow.
If you're someone that's sitting there saying to themselves, I want a better way of looking at things, a better way of understanding things, then this course is for you. And I think you owe it to yourself to do nothing more than just to start the process. We find that a lot of times people just don't start. The easiest thing you can do, or should I say the hardest thing you can do, is start, right?
Yes.
And today we're giving you a simple solution to do it. All you have to do is click a link and watch a video. And that's pretty much this concept. So where we, as Sherri said earlier, I think we gave a lot of abundance. This course did it purpose. We wanted people to see how much we're giving away for free. So they would also ask themselves that at the end of the day, what will they get out of the live event, right? And the real event. And that's what we wanted them to see, the ability for us to give them more. And that's what this is all about.
Okay, great. So, and you're going to be able to find the link on this page when it comes up. And so that's another reminder. This Friday, July 24th, your free introductory course will start. Then after that, it'll be live.
It is.
Okay, great. Thank you, Cory and Sherri. It's been a pleasure and a deep honor to share this time with you. And I'm excited about this. This is something that's needed in the world. And so you will see me at least on a free course, okay? So I can give you that, okay?
There you go.
All right. Appreciate you. Peace and blessings.